This broadcast brought to you by 106th Street Tire and Wheel. Get your automotive stuff done at 106th Street Tire and Wheel, located in Corona, New York, 11368. We are officially up. I hit the wrong button. We are officially live here at True to New York Sports Studio, featuring Lou DiMartino, Chet the Knowledge, I forgot your last name, and Steele. Brothers, it's been a long time. I know we haven't done a show together in so long. I apologize. But I'm back. I'm replacing Boogie today. And I hope you guys missed me even a little bit. Even a little bit. But
the mush has returned.
The mush has returned to sports talk. Listen, some things just don't change. And part of that is me messing up the intro. So let's just be honest. At least, that looked a little bit, at least it wasn't as bad as the Jets on Sunday. How about that? Ooh. So that wasn't that bad, right?
Listen, I know there's a show afterwards that's probably going to tackle the Jets in depth, but that was the worst football game of the day, to say the least.
I wish I could even say that the Jets looked okay with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, in my opinion, has no business being on the football field. And listen, he threw for over 300 yards. I get that. Okay, that's Chet's penis. That's great.
Well, I know. I thought it was a kid-friendly show, man.
Right. So I know that Joe Flacco threw for over 300 yards, but he also had almost 60 throws.
59 times, yeah.
Right. So the thing is that they didn't rely on the run game at all. Joe Flacco averaged only 5 yards per throw, which is below average for throwing for a quarterback per yards. So it really wasn't that good of a performance. And whenever Joe Flacco got rushed, he looked horrible.
He looked like he was playing in Chicago. He looked like he was playing in mud. Everybody else was playing on a regular field. Joe Flacco was playing in mud. He said, like you said, he should not be out there. I don't even know how the coaching staff got together and said, this guy's our best option. White has to be better than that. I don't care what anybody has to say. He has to look. There's no way in God's given earth that he could be worse than Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco was mediocre at his best. Why are people talking about Joe Flacco like he was a good quarterback? He was mediocre. Matter of fact, I told myself today that I was not going to get emotional. Okay.
But here's the thing. Joe Flacco has always been – the reason why Joe Flacco has so many yards in his career is because he's played for so long. So the thing is that Joe Flacco is a play-by-the-book type of quarterback. He is not your gunslinging, Matt Stafford, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow,
Josh Allen. Right?
Yeah, Josh Allen. He's not that type of – he's never been that type of quarterback. I mean, the only time I ever remember Joe Flacco ever throwing a pass further than 50 yards is to Jacoby. I forgot his first name.
Jacoby Jones.
Jacoby Jones, right? In the playoffs to the Ravens, where he threw like a 60-yard bomb. And that was the year they won the Super Bowl.
And he ended through that by 10 yards, by the way, too.
Right. So Joe Flacco has never been your gunslinging quarterback. He's always been a play-by-the-book quarterback. And listen, it got him a Super Bowl. It's just that he's way past his prime.
Hold on, Lou. We are not going to just disrespect the Ravens' outstanding defense that I think during that year scored probably more touchdowns than Joe Flacco did.
They were dominant.
Okay. So we're not going to. Okay, Ian, you're not gonna. It's too early. It's too early right now.
And here's the one thing I'm going to sit there and say, okay, I look at it two different ways of what this game should have been. Okay, Michael Carter was averaging 6 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Okay, which is hard to do on that team. Against the ball more. Okay, I would have kept on running the ball. I don't know why you threw the ball 59 times when you really weren't down that early.
Hold on. Y'all talking about he threw the ball 59. All those stats are the bogus stats that he got at the end of the game, right? Those are bogus yards. That wasn't.
That's what we were saying. That's what we were saying.
Yeah, this is a 10-3 game at halftime, and they stopped giving the ball in the second. They only got a touchdown.
Listen, you got Elijah Moore and you got Wilson, two dynamic wide receivers, and you're telling me we can't do no play action passes and just dump this ball off and let these guys do what they got to do?
Even Corey Davis had a pretty decent game. Corey Davis had a decent game.
Yeah, Corey Davis wasn't bad, but it was a garbage time too. You got to think about that too.
Right. But the main problem is Joe Flacco. But please, guys, can we just stop talking about the? Let's talk about a real football team. Let's talk about the Giants. Please don't. I just can't.
Okay. So first off, let me just say one thing. Okay. I knew the Giants were going to beat the Titans, and I said it on the show last week.
And he did say it to me on Sunday.
Not that good.
He did say that to me on Sunday.
That secondary is crap. I had a feeling that listen, I'll tell you right now, going for 2 down 1.
I love that call. Love it.
That is a make or break to show that you belong in the NFL. This is your fucking team.
Right.
Listen, if you watched any Giants games throughout the last 5 years with any of our coaches, none of them no players have been so pumped up for a coach before after going for that 2 and doing it. Barkley was all over. Daniel Jones was pumped up. They actually looked like a team, and that was the biggest takeaway. Even though they had a poor first half,
hold on. My biggest takeaway is when Daniel Jones threw that interception, and he walked over to Daniel Jones and didn't disrespect him, but just went over. Yo, Daniel, you can't make that pass.
Yeah, right. No.
You can't do that during the game. That's going to get you out of here. Exactly. And what did Daniel Jones do? The next series went downfield and got a damn touchdown. That's a coach. That's a coach. Not nobody talking about he's taking receipts. I'm talking about somebody that's actually coaching a football team. Go ahead.
I'll give you two things that were to me. First, actually the offensive line showed up. First off,
he got sacked 6 times.
But they still ran the ball for 230 yards as a team. When do you see that from the Giants the last 5 years?
Yeah.
When has Barkley been healthy?
Right.
And I was right. But a healthy Barkley.
10 yards to carry Barkley.
Right. Well, this is another thing that I'm going to get into right now too. Is that a healthy Barkley?
Look out.
Look out. He can literally change this team. As soon as he had that 60-yard run in the third quarter, changed the whole momentum of that game.
Absolutely.
The whole momentum. Even after Daniel Jones threw that bad pass in the end zone for the interception. Even after that. Because then what happened after that? What happened before that too? He threw a 70-yard bomb to Sterling Shepard.
Yeah. Listen, Daniel Jones knew that was a bad pass. I think if that ball was on a string, he would have yanked it back. I don't think he even wanted to throw that ball. But he just threw it out of just he lost for a hot second. Because to me, I think Daniel Jones played a hell of a game. Except for that interception, he played a hell of a game. And when people talk about Daniel Jones as just a game manager, I don't want to hear that. That guy can play quarterback.
Yeah.
And if the Giants let him go, somebody else will definitely pick Daniel Jones up. He's not going to be nobody's backup.
And I also like how the defense played when they pretty much held Henry in check for most of the game.
Henry didn't even have 100 yards.
He had 82 yards rushing. That's it.
Right. When you ever see Derrick Henry against a team, listen, the Giants were an underdog by 5.5 points.
Yes.
Okay. That's a good amount for a
opening game.
Right? So that means that they expected, and you already know that everybody expected Derrick Henry to have over 100 yards rushing, minimum, right?
Yeah.
Over 100 yards rushing, at least a touchdown. And Derrick Henry had 0 and 82 yards. 0 and 82 yards. So that shows that at least that the Giants are putting in the work. They're putting in the work. And listen, Brian Duvall, I mean, I am super pumped up. It's the first time we've won a opening game in 5 years. I got to be a little excited. I got to be a little excited as a Giants fan.
Not just a Giants fan, a football fan, and period. Saquon Barkley, I don't know if it was the old coordinators, whatever, but he was actually running like the guy, the rookie. Everything downhill, punishing DBs. He was punishing them at the end of the runs.
They let the leash go. They let the leash go on him.
That guy is
like, you're the best player. You're running it.
You're the guy that got picked. Second
overall.
Play like that guy.
And you know what? And you know what? Not for nothing. In my opinion, Saquon Barkley isn't even the best running back on that field. It was Derrick Henry. And he outran him by double.
Listen, Lou, I have to disagree. I think we all are being a little short-sighted. Before he got hurt, Barkley was a monster, man.
No, I know that. But the difference is that he did.
I mean, he got hurt. But we all as fans of football forget that guy is he's Derrick Henry with shorter, more center of gravity.
He's more agile than Derrick Henry.
That's the word I'm looking for. He's way more agile.
Right.
Henry's more of a brute.
Yeah.
Listen, Barkley can give you anything you want. He can give you finesse. He can give you brutality. He can give you grace. That guy that we saw on Sunday was who the Giants drafted.
Now this week. Now this weekend's going to be a fun game. Because now you're playing to get the so-called second best running back in the NFL this week in Christian McCaffrey.
Right. So now Barkley has to outperform. Here's the thing with Christian McCaffrey. The guy gets hurt every single year.
Of course.
Right? He's the guy that for the last 5 years, everybody drafts first if you have the number 1 overall pick.
And they get pissed off.
Right, and then they get pissed off.
Yeah.
Listen, I had 1 overall first pick this year, and I did not draft Christian McCaffrey. And the reason why is because he gets hurt. He just gets hurt. I don't expect if Christian McCaffrey gets hurt, where is the offense on this Carolina Panthers team? Nowhere. There's no one.
Look what happened to Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold looked like a 5-star quarterback before that guy got hurt.
Right.
He got hurt, and Sam Darnold went to the trash can.
They were 3-0. They were 3-0 with Sam Darnold last year.
Well, they got decent receivers. They do also. You got
you got DJ Moore. You got
Robbie Anderson.
You
guys got decent receivers.
But the problem is who's the guy that's throwing to them? Baker Mayfield. And in my opinion, if a healthy Sam Darnold and a healthy Baker Mayfield, I'm picking Sam Darnold. I'm sorry. I don't think Baker Mayfield is good.
Lou, I was happy that you're on the show today, but you are out of your freaking mind, bro.
No way. What makes Baker Mayfield a better quarterback than Sam Darnold? Tell me.
What has Sam Darnold done in the 5 years he's been in the league?
Absolutely nothing.
Baker Mayfield at least led the Browns to the playoffs.
Right, he got them to the playoffs,
and
with less talent.
And he led them.
No, I disagree with that. When he went to the playoffs, he had Nick Chubb, he had Kareem Hunt. No, he also had Jarvis Landry, and he also had Odell Beckham Jr.
He controlled the offense. He got them the way they needed to be, bro.
Because I'm not going to take it away. The team was run first. They've always been run first with Chubb and Hunt.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, he played very good for that team. He wouldn't have got all those commercials if he wasn't playing good.
He got all those commercials because he was the number 1 pick and he has a personality. That's why he got all those.
Okay, maybe you're right about that.
Okay. Because he has like not for nothing, he had great commercials. I loved his commercials.
His commercials were awesome.
Right, they were awesome. But it was because he has personality and he was the number 1 pick overall. Listen, there's a reason why Patrick Mahomes and now you see Matt Stafford, because it's the ones who are winning games or the ones who have personality. And Matt Stafford to me has 0 personality, but he won a Super Bowl. Like that's just kind of how.
Steele, I'll give you the perfect one to advertise it. Like Herb Benson always say, you play to win the game, and you play to win for endorsements.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Listen. Well, he ain't winning no games right now. But
listen, the year that let me tell you right now, quarterback rating. Oh my God! In 2020 was the year that the Cleveland Browns went to the playoffs because they didn't go to the playoffs last year.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield threw for 3,563 yards, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Right.
With a QBR, which is quarterback rating, of 65.5. That's not that good. That's not that good.
That's not terrible, though.
65.5 quarterback rating.
He managed the offense.
Okay, well, listen.
You have Chubb and Hunt. If you look at Chubb and Hunt's stats for that year.
Okay. You may be right. He may have been a over-average game manager. How about that?
Fine.
Okay.
Fine, I can say that.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. What do you say about Sam then? What's he?
Sam is I don't like to call, because I hate it now. I don't like to call players bust, but Sam is
a bust.
He's not it.
He's a bust.
He's not it. No. I don't want to disrespect. To make it to the NFL to me is like
You
what
did
is there
something good.
1 to 2% chance to make it to the league.
Right.
So I can't disrespect his skill level, but he's not an NFL quarterback.
Well, who were the three quarterbacks that were in that draft? It was Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and there was one more, wasn't there?
What?
That
Did Lamar go in the same draft?
No,
Lamar-
I don't think Lamar's it. What was it? 20? What was it? 2017,
27, the 2018 draft, because the rookie year was 2018.
Right. So I'm thinking. Let's see. It was.
Oh, Lamar went to next year.
Lamar was the 32nd pick. That year.
Oh, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Hello.
Josh Allen.
What? And out of those three,
it was Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen too.
Rosen too, right?
But I'm saying Josh Allen was supposed to be the worst. Remember?
Right.
He was supposed to be the worst out of the bunch.
And now,
actually, you're wrong. Lamar did go in that draft. He was the 32nd pick that year.
See, I thought I was right.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Right. So in that year, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, Lamar Jackson, Mason Rudolph.
Right.
So out of all of those, only two of them have been successful and are going to be considered franchise quarterbacks. Right?
Lamar and Allen.
Right. That's it. Right. And one of them has already been an MVP. And in my opinion, the other one's going to be the MVP.
Hey, was it your boy in that draft too? Quarterback, Mike White?
Mike White was in that one.
Yeah. He was a second round, wasn't he?
No, I think it was like a fifth or sixth round or something like that.
He was. We're talking about first round. We're talking about first round.
Yeah, first round.
Okay.
Yeah, first round was Mayfield, Darnold, Allen, Rosen, Jackson. Those were the five that
main five, right.
And one of them is a third-string quarterback now. One of them is another third-string quarterback, and two are considered franchise quarterbacks. And who even knows where Lamar Jackson's going to be next year, because they couldn't work out a deal. This is
my thing. And I'm glad we don't get. We're going to talk about Lamar for 1 second, please.
I already know he'll go to.
I think the problem with Lamar, no disrespect to him, the guy Huntley, that's his name, right? His backup.
Yeah.
I think the Ravens think he's just as good as Lamar.
Yeah. They've said that for a couple of years. Yes.
He has a very similar play style than
Jackson,
Lamar.
right.
100%. Which is, in my opinion, what you want, which is why, like, the Giants having Tyrod Taylor, in my opinion, it's great.
It's solid, yeah.
It's solid. No, I think it's great because he plays very similar to Daniel Jones. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. That's what you want. Last year when the Giants had Daniel Jones and then they had Mike Glennon, you had two completely different quarterbacks that did two totally different things. Mike Glennon had the neck the size of a giraffe and could throw the football, right? But he couldn't run it. And with the Giants' O-line being the way it was last year, you needed to be able to scramble, and Mike Glennon just could not do that. And that's why he wasn't successful with the Giants. And that's why Joe Judge was also a reason why he got let go, because Mike Glennon should have never been the backup quarterback for Daniel Jones when Daniel Jones got hurt. That was the wrong call, in my opinion.
So we're not professionals, right? We're just some guys that like talking some good sports, right?
Right.
How the hell is Joe Flacco the backup for Zach Wilson? And we're going by what your stats and what you're saying right now. And why Glennon was okay. Continue.
100% it's the wrong call. The fact that I saw Joe Flacco being the backup to Zach Wilson when you drafted Mike White a few years ago, and he actually showed the capability of being able to throw for 400 yards against a good defensive team against Cincinnati last year when they won that game, he 100% should have started opening day for you guys yesterday, in my opinion.
I thought so.
Yeah, 100%. And that just means another two things. That the coach has a lot of faith in your Jets offensive line, thinking that Joe Flacco has the better vision and can throw the ball compared to someone like Mike White. When Joe Flacco was under a good amount of pressure yesterday, to be honest.
I don't want to talk about the Jets much, but it wasn't. He had plenty of time to throw the ball, Lou. He had happy feet in the pocket. He wasn't for sure. He didn't have the intestinal
fortitude
to get the job done. He was out there like, what's that movie, Any Given Sunday, when the guy got hurt and he was seeing ghosts and stuff like that?
Yeah.
He He was out there.
You mean that was Sam Darnold like 3 years ago?
Darnold,
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Now you're talking. That's what you're talking. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he looks like. But let's talk about please, Joe. Let's talk about some real football players, some real teams. Let's talk about the Giants and the Ravens because the Jets. The Jets. Let me tell you something. The Jets are not a real football team.
Can I also add the other New York team into this conversation?
The Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills.
You saw my post. Buffalo is by far the best team in the NFL right now. By far. They have that. I know it's only one game and we're like, oh, amazing. But to watch that game and to see how they control the O and defensive line from the line of scrimmage is something I haven't seen in years.
Yeah. And not only that, Steele, I think they honestly had something to prove because them losing to the Chiefs before going. Listen, I'll tell you guys right now. If the Bills go to that AFC Championship game instead of the Chiefs,
win the Super Bowl.
They win the Super Bowl.
No question.
100%. So now they're playing against a very similar Los Angeles Rams team who, yes, they don't have OBJ, but you know what? They got Allen Robinson. How did Allen Robinson do last Thursday?
Where was he?
Non-existent.
How about where's Cam Akers? Where's Cam Akers? Where's he?
Non-existent. Because apparently, I read a thing that Cam Akers has been having a lot of trouble with them in practice.
Yep.
So that's why.
Where was the Rams defense? That
nowhere.
must be so good.
No, Josh Allen made them look silly.
Made them
look silly.
Them and Stephon Diggs made them silly.
And then the coach had the nerve to say that they weren't prepared. I can't believe he got in front of the camera and said that they was not prepared.
Yeah.
Shame on him.
Shame on him is right.
How's the Super Bowl champs not prepared to play a football game?
Not even that.
Yeah.
I can understand if maybe, let's say, for instance, you played a Sunday game and then your next game was Thursday. Okay, we didn't have a lot of time to prep for that. This was the first game of the season where you technically had months to prepare for it because everyone knows the schedule beforehand. And you're only preparing for your next opponent, right? So that's total bullshit. That's total bullshit. And the Bills really didn't add anybody on offense. They added people on defense. They added Von Miller.
That's all you need to say.
That's all you need to say. And that guy had 2 sacks. He went up against his team that he just won a Super Bowl with.
And he pretty much dominated.
And he dominated them. And he looked great. He looked young. He looked great.
You got to think. There's a reason why he left. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. You just win the Super Bowl with a team. You think that if you stay together, you're going to win another one, right?
Yeah.
The Bills
saw something.
Team. Yeah. The Bills are the team to beat in this NFL right now, and it's not even
close.
It's either the Bills right now, or in my opinion, it's the Chargers.
Yep.
It's either the Bills or the Chargers.
Yep.
Because Billy and I had this conversation last week, and I don't agree with Billy often, but I agree with Billy on this.
I can attest to that.
Right. 2 people in the NFL this year who have the potential to win the MVP are Josh Allen and Justin Herbert.
Absolutely.
100 million %.
Now,
if anybody's going to do it.
Now Herbert's going to have to prove it Thursday night without Keenan Allen playing.
100%.
He's going to have to prove it now. This is where I like the Chargers because they can sit there and go to the running game with Austin Eckler.
Right.
They can dominate.
100%. And one big thing that I don't know if you guys realized, Mr. Patrick Mahomes didn't have Tyreek Hill. And how many touchdown passes did Patrick Mahomes throw?
I could throw 5 touchdowns against that team he was playing against. Okay, their defense is soft.
No, they are. But I didn't expect 5 touchdowns without their main weapon and only having Kelsey. They had 2 with.
Hold on. You just said it, Lou. Kelsey's their main weapon.
Right.
Tyreek was the not the alternate, but he was the one that Showtime. He's like Magic Johnson in the Lakers. He was flashy and all that stuff. But that guy Kelsey, that's James Worthy. That's the guy you go to when you need a bucket.
Yeah.
And here's the thing also like about Kansas City. With Tyreek gone, I think their wide receiver core from 1 to 5 is pretty good.
No, it is. You still have Hardman.
Schuster. You got Valdez Scalding. You got McKinney. You got Hardman.
Right?
You got guys that are quality receivers, especially Schuster. Like I said, Schuster's not going to be a Tyreek Hill threat. We know that already.
Right.
Okay.
Well, Tyreek Hill is one of the fastest guys in the league.
Hardman can be, but Hardman can be. But like I said, like Steele said, you go in 1A, you're looking Kelsey. 2, you're looking Schuster or Valdez Scalding.
Right. Who are all really good receivers. And one other thing I want to talk about real quick in the NFL is who looked really bad without a main weapon, and that's Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my God.
Oh God, yes.
Listen, I was talking to one of my buddies the other day, and we all came to the conclusion that any one of us could have caught that pass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy was running wide open.
Wide.
Matter of fact, he could have turned around and just caught it with his chest if he wanted to. Like, for him to drop that pass, it was a bunny. He shouldn't even be in the NFL. I don't even know how I don't know what they saw in practice or whatever. Rookies don't even drop that pass, bro.
Yeah.
But I mean, but this also leads you to kind of wonder is that if Aaron Rodgers, and listen, and Billy and I spoke about this on our show too, the Vikings, I think, are going to win that division this year.
Yeah, I said so too. A lot of people,
I think that because listen, the Packers don't have Devontae Adams, right? The Packers literally have nobody. Their best receiver on that team right now is either or Tonyan, Tonkin.
And Lazard drives a ton of balls.
Right. And I mean, listen, you also do have Sammy Watkins, who's on that team now. Okay, not terrible.
But their main thing now is going to be the running game with Aaron Jones and Austin Dillon.
Right, exactly, right. AJ Dillon, right? Yeah, AJ, right, 100%. So I'm a little concerned with that team, especially since they gave up 27 points to. I mean, Justin Jefferson is
a beast.
He's unbelievable.
Beast,
right? Like he's just absolutely unbelievable.
But I'll give you your baseball tableau of the WTF of the week.
What's that?
He's just froze.
Oh, you're froze. Yeah. You're there you go. You're good.
I was using one of your terminologies, Lou, on your baseball show, the WTF of the week. I'm going to bring it up right now. Okay, it's the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, how about them boys?
They're done. In my opinion, they're done. And they were done before Prescott even got hurt.
Yeah, no, even when Prescott was playing, they look bad.
Yeah.
They just look bad. Their offensive line wasn't good. Their defense. Listen, their defense didn't give up one touchdown until the fourth. But Brady looked like he still had control of that game, just being able to throw short little passes to get into field goal range.
Yeah.
And they did enough to win the game. And there was only one touchdown. Think about it this way. I tell you that there is a game where there was only one touchdown. You think, okay, the game was probably 7-3, 10-6. It was 19-3. You still lost by 2 touchdowns plus, only with 1 touchdown in the game. That shows what your team is all about. And we've been saying this for a while now, that I don't think McCarthy is the right coach for that Dallas organization.
Yo, you can bring back the best coaches in history to coach this Dallas team. They don't have anybody, bro. I mean, that's just the bottom line. They don't have anybody.
So
it's hard. It's a difficult watch when you got a team that is. I mean, they lost to a team. Brady was in Bahamas somewhere all preseason. Brady showed up to the stadium for the first time, and he beat you. Come on, bro. That's not even. No, fair.
I'll be honest with you. If I had to bet that game, I actually liked Dallas. I think they were plus 2.5.
Yeah,
I actually liked that. I actually thought if I was betting that game, I would have bet Dallas at plus 2.5 that game. To be honest with you,
I'm a Dak fan. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was. I thought he was pretty good. Dak ain't it, bro.
That was my next question to bring up. You want to go pursue Kaepernick now?
Nah, listen. It's been 5 years, bro. I want them to stop talking about Kaepernick. Nobody comes back to play football after 5 years. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. 5 years? Stop. If he went to play football by this time, there's plenty of people out there, plenty of serviceable quarterbacks that could take Dak's spot, besides Calvin.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. But this might be. Listen, Trey Lance's guy in San Francisco. Why not try to get Jimmy G? Get an experienced quarterback in an organization that loves experienced quarterback playing for them. They love it. There's a reason why Andy Dalton was their
Andy Dalton,
last year. There was a secondary quarterback.
Listen, Lou. Well, then go get your boy Sam Darnold, man. He ain't doing nothing to the Panthers.
I said experienced quarterbacks. I didn't say shitty.
Rookie at least 10 years experience is what he's saying. Pretty
Right,
much.
yeah. Somebody who's actually been to the playoffs before and Super Bowl before. I think Jimmy G might actually be, what's up, Bug, a good fit for that Dallas Cowboy lineup, in my opinion, because who else are you going to have? Who's their backup quarterback right now?
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Right, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know if Jesus could help them. So honestly, and listen, this is the year, and listen, as much as I would love to see the Giants.
Their backup right now is the guy who was back up last year. It's Cooper Rush.
Okay, you're right. In my opinion, he's not ready to lead that team to a division title. Okay?
They went to the division anyway, even Prescott was there or not.
Well, no, but with Prescott, it's more of a chance. In my opinion, Phillies are the team to beat in our division. As much as I want to say it's the Giants.
Exactly.
It's Phillies. So you at only 0-1 and 1-0, you have got to get a quarterback to start getting on the thing. Because listen, it's the same thing with the Cleveland Browns. You want Jacoby Britton, what's his name?
Brissett?
Yeah, Brissett. You want him to get the Browns to like a 7-5, 8-4, or even around that record. So when Deshaun Watson comes back, you still have a shot at making the playoffs. And it's going to be the same thing with Dak. You want to have somebody to give you a shot at the playoffs when Dak Prescott is ready to come back.
Lou, they're going 0 for whatever until Dak comes back. Who are they beating?
Yeah, they're playing the Bengals this week. They play the Giants 2 weeks on Monday night.
Lost L.
Listen, but you got to remember, they're also playing a lot of the same teams that the Giants are playing, and that includes the Jaguars, that includes the Panthers, that includes
not early.
The Texans.
They're not playing.
Early.
No,
not early. Not early.
No. I know. But
the next 5 games is home to Cincinnati. Giants are following Monday night. Home to Washington. At the Rams, at the Eagles.
Lost.
That's the next 5 games for Dallas.
Yeah, they might go.
They're not winning none of those games.
They might not. No.
With
Dak Prescott, they have a chance.
Yeah.
Not with any. That's why I'm saying is that they need to sign somebody big. They need, in my opinion, because you're not doing it with this backup. You need to sign somebody big. You need a trade right now, in my opinion. If you want to salvage the season.
You want to talk about a quarterback. Can we talk about my man Geno Smith, please? Come on.
Geno Smith.
Come on, man.
Y'all,
people's hating on Geno for you. I love Geno Smith, man. Yo.
Yeah, Steele's married because he's got that artwork in the back. He didn't buy that. Of course he's married. Of course. You're right. You called it. No, but you're right. Geno Smith, listen. Last year, Geno Smith had 3 games, and his quarterback rating was over 100. Okay? He was 8 touchdowns, 1 interception last year. This was not the Geno Smith that was on the Giants or the Jets. Let me tell you right now.
No, I'm going to correct you. Yes, it was. The Jets didn't. First of all, remember, Geno got thrusted into the lineup because who got hurt? I think it was Sanchez.
Sanchez, yes.
Sanchez got hurt his shoulder.
Yes.
Right? He wasn't ready to start. Remember, Geno dropped in the draft. Not because of his football play, because of his attitude. He wasn't ready. But his body was ready for the NFL. His mind wasn't. Geno going through what he went through with the Jets, going through what he went through with the Giants, and then getting to Pete Carroll and playing behind Russell, taught him what he needed, and he realized, you know what? Me being a showboat is not going to get me. You even after you see him after the touchdowns, did he celebrate like the old Geno Smith?
No.
Pat a guy on his butt, went back to the bench.
And the thing is, he's in the right system with Pete Carroll.
Perfect for him.
I agree.
He's got receivers he can trust, and he's also got a decent running game, which helps also.
And he has a cannon for an arm, and he has the legs.
Yeah,
he can run, and that's why Pete was like, "Listen, Geno rushed for more yards than Russell."
Yeah. Well, you know what it also is though too. You have to understand too so he's been in the NFL for 4 or 5 years now, right? He's been a backup for the last 4 or 5 years. Yeah. You usually don't see a backup for that long officially being a starter somewhere. Because by that time, if you're a backup in the NFL for the last 4 years, you're a backup in the NFL forever, right? I mean, it's just one of those things. You come into the league as a starter and eventually become a backup. Or you're a rookie or your second year as a rookie and you plan on being a starter. Geno Smith has never been that guy. He's been a backup for the last 4 years. So let's be honest. Hearing that Geno Smith starting for the Seattle Seahawks, and if I would have said to you, hey, 5 months ago, Geno Smith's going to start for the Seattle Seahawks and beat the Denver Broncos at home, would you have told me I was crazy? Probably.
I would have called you a lunatic.
Right, 100%.
Wait, 5 months ago or a week ago?
No, 5 months ago.
Yes, I'd call you a lunatic. If you said it last week, I would have said no. They would have had a shot to win.
Yeah, I listen, I thought Russell Wilson was going to come back. I didn't expect him to get as booed as much as he did. I really didn't. I know he wanted to leave Seattle, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't expect him to get booed because he brought them a Super Bowl. I just thought everyone needed a change. You know, sometimes everyone just needs a change.
I think they pumped that noise into the. I don't think the fans really booed him like that. I think that was noise that they pumped into because he didn't do anything. Yeah. He didn't do anything to deserve that type of boo.
Yeah.
In my opinion, what did he do besides sign with a new team? He actually
he said he wanted a change. That's the thing. So it's the same thing as listen, Eli Manning. Let's just say it was Eli Manning. I know he's never done it, but imagine Eli Manning in New York after playing with New York since 2005 says after now remember he was with Seattle for over 10 years.
Yes.
Says, hey, I need a change. I need to leave New York. New York fans are going to be pissed, right? It was the same thing when Brett Favre went to the Jets, retired, and then played for the Minnesota Vikings. Every single Jet fan in history hated Brett Favre for what he did because they thought it was a cop-out for him wanting to leave. When people get attached to quarterbacks more than anything and they want to leave, people just hate them. It's just a natural thing.
Brett Favre was a cop-out, though.
100% he was, and he had every right. But that's my point, is that the quarterback is the captain of the team. So they thought that Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson were going to be a ride or die type of thing. Like when Russell Wilson's out, that's when Steve Carroll's out. And Russell Wilson's like, hey, listen, I need a trade. I need to get out of here. Like, I just need something new. And the fact that they lost yesterday when the Broncos, listen, that's a tough division. That is a very tough division that the Broncos are in. In my opinion, the toughest division out of any division. You have 4 Pro Bowl quarterbacks, in my opinion, in that division. You now, which can all easily be 11-6, 12-5, and make the playoffs this year. That's the sick part about that AFC.
You mean not make the playoffs?
Right, or not either make or not make it. Correct. Right. So seeing him get booed, and actually, to be honest with you, when I saw it was 17-13 and going into the fourth, I kind of was cheering for the Seahawks because I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let the underdog win. Let the Seattle Seahawks have something to prove. Like, let Geno Smith win. Let him. And he was so pumped up after that game yesterday. He was, talking to the fans, high-fiving fans. He's trying to show that, hey, this is the reason why I've been the backup for you guys for the last 2 years. It's my time to shine. And he did it. And I'm super happy for him.
Yeah, I think the problem with quarterbacks in general is I think the media puts its label on these guys and it kind of follows them. I think that's what kind of messed up Geno. Everybody had written off Geno, and he said it. Everybody wrote me off. You know what I'm saying? But watching them play yesterday shows you that you can't just write off guys. Yeah. These guys have talent. You know what I'm saying? That's why I won't ever say anybody's a bust again. Because all it takes is a right environment for certain quarterbacks to strive. I don't like Darnold, but I don't know what environment could help him. But the Panthers is not it. The Jets is definitely not it. No. I don't know where he could go to sit behind. Maybe he can go sit behind Patrick Mahomes or something. No, he needs to go sit behind Aaron Rodgers. He needs to
I agree.
He needs to go sit behind somebody that really knows the game, that can actually show him something, because he really didn't learn anything.
No.
He was thrusted into that starting role, and the first year he got hurt. The second year he got mono, and he couldn't play, and he had something that was just out like the first 3, 4, 5 games.
Right.
Then they put him right back in.
Third year, he saw ghosts, and then
and then he's out.
And then he's out. Yeah.
All right. With Zach Wilson, injury prone the first year. He's already hurt now. Yep. By the third year, he's going to see ghosts too. And then Douglas is going to be out of there. And then we're going to be starting over again.
The best point last night of the game was Peyton and Eli back on ESPN too. But must watch every week.
Oh, they're so good.
Must watch every week.
You see, Peyton was like, call timeout.
Busting on the Jets, yes.
Yeah.
Call timeout. Call timeout. He was waiting for the Broncos to call timeout. He got up out his seat.
Yep.
He's like, when are they going to call timeout?
Right.
Even Eli was like, yo, this.
No, you saw when Gino threw that little jump pass, he goes, I taught him that. He goes like, I taught him that. He's like, shut up. No, you didn't teach him that.
But again, what you're saying is true though. You think that Geno Smith didn't learn anything sitting behind Eli Manning? Come on, bro.
Of course,
come on, man. Come on. His temperament alone last night showed me he learned something from sitting behind. Because Eli don't show no emotion, and Geno didn't show hardly any emotion last night. Right. He was just.
But he could have also learned that from Russell Wilson.
He could have.
Russell Wilson's not a really big showboating type of dude either. So, but I'm not saying he didn't. He could have. So
he sat behind two All-Pro quarterbacks.
Two Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Right. Yeah.
And he learned.
Right.
Got to give the guy a shot.
So let me ask you guys now. So now the Giants are playing the Panthers next week, and the Jets are playing the Browns. What do you guys think? We'll start with the Jets deal. I know you don't want to talk about the Jets, but can you see the Jets beating this Cleveland Browns team?
Starts with hell, ends with no.
Really? You don't think they can beat them? Why not? Why can't the Jets beat the Browns? Browns aren't that good.
The Jets can't beat a drum. You hear what I'm saying to you? If they march Flacco back out there, they don't get blown out. If they put White out there, I give them a shot.
Okay. What about you, Chet? You think the Jets can beat the Browns?
No shot. And here's why. They're going to run it down their throats with Chubb and Hunt. They're going to run it down their throats. They ran for over 200 combined last week. Chubb and Hunt.
Let me tell you something. That Jet defense it's not no slouch. Only gold star I give to that game, not gold star, bronze star, is the Jets defense. At least they play for about 2.5 quarters.
Right. That first half they looked good. They
looked awesome.
They looked great. I got to give them credit. That pass by Lamar Jackson, that first touchdown that they did, I thought was an insane pass by him. Like, you had to be precise, and he was. And then the other score, the only reason why it was 14-0 was because Flacco threw a pick six.
Pick six, right.
So it's one of those things where it's like, all right, that's not the defense's fault. The defense technically only gave up 17 points against a very good offensive weapons between Lamar Jackson, Andrews, and their run game. And then they have pretty decent wide receivers, even though they don't have Marquise Brown anymore. They still have
Berriman.
Yeah. What's the
Bernard Berriman? Yep.
Yeah. They still have, and he's good too. So I'm not. They're a good offensive team. So I got to give the Jets defense a little bit credit. And Sauce still technically hasn't given a touchdown.
He looked pretty decent to me. He looked a little timid out there, but he looked decent to me. I'm not gonna.
He's got to fit into. He's got to fit into
time.
Yeah, give him some time. All right, guys. So let's real quick. We only have like 10 more minutes for the show, but real quick, Mets have not been playing the best. Yankees are finally on a 2-game win streak. They're both playing tonight.
Mets are down 1.
Right. Mets are down 1 right now already?
Yeah.
Okay. Chet, you guys lost to the Cubs yesterday. You lost to Washington 2 games last week. You lost to Pittsburgh 2 games last week. What are your thoughts on the Mets right now? Like, obviously, I'm not saying that this team needs to be undefeated against these teams, right, but you're not even 500 against these teams right now,
and now you're not even playing good against them. That's the thing. You're
right.
Right. First of all, not hitting. Right. You can see that they're not hitting at all consistently. Alonso, where's he been the last 10 days? Even Marte's now on the DL.
Yeah.
Thank God Nimmo carried us a couple of games this week.
Yeah.
You know, Lindor's been up and down. But the one thing that bothers me is the 3, 4, 5 pitching in Bassett, Walker, and Carrasco.
Right. Yeah, no, Bassett hasn't been good.
Because at the beginning of the year, they're carrying his club 6, 7 innings pitching with no problem. Now it's like Bassett went 3 2/3 the other day. Carrasco went 5. You know, Walker went 7 the other day, pitched good. Still, they couldn't hit for him.
Right.
Okay. Bullpen's been fine. I think the bullpen's been their best part of their team the last.
I think your bullpen, too, has been the best
3
part.
weeks. Absolutely. Because besides Diaz, we know Diaz all world. Lugo showing up. Ottavino showing up. Michael Givens pitching very well.
Yep.
Peterson, I can't wait till he gets back. Because I tell you right now, he's going to be. I think he'll be the setup man. He should be.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with the Mets right now is Atlanta Braves. Let's call it what it is. Atlanta's breathing down their neck.
Right. Yeah. You never hear Chet with a modest, honest opinion, right? Right.
Billy, I'm just telling you the truth, Bill.
Yeah.
As I see it.
No, their bullpen has definitely been the better thing, and you know what? It's going to be. Listen, I'm hoping that obviously. Listen, even though I'm a Yankee fan, I want to see the Mets win a division. Okay. I think if the Mets don't win a division, it's just like a nice kick in the balls to you guys, because especially what happened last year, you guys were winning the division, and then after 110 games, you lost the division, and you were basically winning the division. Listen, the Mets have not obviously as bad as the Yankees, but you guys were up 10 games in the division. And it's not even like that you guys have been playing bad. It's just that the Atlanta Braves have been arguably the best team in baseball for the last 100 games.
But they haven't played good either lately.
No, they haven't. They haven't.
Here's a perfect example of the game against Seattle on Saturday or Sunday. I forget which day it was. You score 5 in the 9th, being down 4.
Right.
Okay. You bring Kenley Jansen in, and all of a sudden, Sunday morning softball, watching 2 5 balls go goodbye out of the ballpark.
Right.
See ya. Goodbye.
Right. No.
Okay. You have to worry if you're Atlanta. You do.
Know what? All of them need to worry, because that's why you can't. That's why I was so happy that the Yankees jumped out to such a big lead, because I knew any baseball fan knows you're going to hit a slump. Was I expecting August to be that bad? Hell no. But I knew they was going to lose some games.
Listen,
I knew that.
Listen, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. When August hit, and by August 17th, the Yankees were shut out 5 games, I was ready for football season to start.
You were.
I was ready for football season to start. Because not that I wasn't expecting the Yankees to make the playoffs. I knew the Yankees were still going to make the playoffs. But in my opinion, the team to beat in the AL is the Houston Astros. And the Yankees being shut out 5 games in the last 14 games that they played, that is not playoff contending baseball. That is just not. And I'm not even going to blame injuries. You have all these kids that you're bringing up that are supposed to show why they're here, and the only person on the team that's hitting is Aaron Judge. It's literally, that's the reason why he's batting leadoff. He's batting leadoff because he's literally the only guy who can hit the ball. And you need guys to get on base in order to score. So I understand why Aaron Judge has been batting leadoff lately. I do.
Yankees down 2-0.
Yeah, and like I said also, what happened is with the Yankees, I'll tell you a team you don't want to play right now. It's Seattle.
Seattle Mariners.
Seattle. You don't want to play them right now.
I don't understand what's going on over there. They're just beating everybody.
They're hot.
They're a good team.
Listen, they're young. They brought an ace to them.
Lou's favorite players on that team.
Who?
Mr. Rodriguez.
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic. Yeah, I love Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, I know you do.
He's a gem. I drafted him 20th in one of my baseball leagues, and I have him for the rest of his life in my fantasy league.
Yeah.
No, that is a good, young, fun team to watch. They are a lot of fun to watch.
Very well, too, by Scott.
And listen, I'll tell you right now, in a wild card matchup, you're going against Robbie Ray and Luis Castillo, and if they're both hot,
and Ray's been pitching. Ray hasn't been non-existent the first couple of months. He's pitched well the last 4 to 6 weeks.
And that's another reason to their success is that they've been winning those games of ace versus ace with Robbie Ray on the mound, and that's what you need. And Luis Castillo has looked great. So, oh man, listen. Listen. Montes has been good, I would have loved to have Luis Castillo over Montes.
Everybody wanted Castillo over Montes.
Yeah, for
Everybody
sure.
did.
But listen, do I think the Yankees are still going to win the division? I do. I still do. Because in my opinion, the Yankees need to win the division. They need to win the division to have those week off, because then it gives us another week to possibly get back Stanton, to possibly get back Carpenter, to possibly get back Rizzo.
Listen, what are we gonna do with Hicks, man?
He's gone.
Sayonara.
He's after this year. He's gone. He won't be a Yankee.
Sayonara.
He's under contract for like another 2 years, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but you can still cut him.
Go.
They'll let him go.
If you're looking to sign Judge, you've got to get rid of at least about 6 to 8 players that are making decent money to sign Judge to the contract he's looking for. Yeah. That's what it comes down to.
The Yankees are going to sign Aaron Judge this offseason, and they're going to offer him, in my opinion, 8 years, $320 million.
I was thinking about 305.
I'm thinking more than that.
You think more than that?
You can't give him more than that.
I'm thinking easily 7 years, 350.
No, Chet.
Soto turned down $45 million a year. Judge is better than Soto.
Soto turned down $45 million a year for 15 years. It was some weird number. It was like
he turned down
$5 million a year. Judge is going to get $50 million a year.
It wasn't 45. Hold on. They offered him $400 million a year. Didn't they offer him $400 million over 15 years?
Yeah, it was $420 over 15 years. It was some astronomical.
He's going to get $50 million. I hate to tell you.
Okay, 420. That's only $28 million a year, and Soto's also only 23 years old. That's the difference. Judge is about to be 31. So
Judge just wants to be the highest paid Yankee. That's it. Whatever money that he wants to be the highest paid. He feels like he's the best player on the team, and he should be the highest paid. And I can't disagree.
He's the best player in the world right now.
Listen, I agree with you, though. I didn't want to put that out there. But he's the best player on that team by far.
100%. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's not even close. And my thing is this. Listen, I got to give Aaron Judge credit. When he turned down the $213 million for 7 years, I was like, this kid has never had a big contract before. What the hell are you doing? Take the money, go. He bet on himself and
won.
Still, nobody in the league has over 40 home runs except for him, and he's at 56.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane? Can you imagine? Aaron Judge is being tested on a regular basis with steroids. He has 17 more home runs than the next guy.
You know what amazes me about him, Lou? He used to struggle with that slider, and now he's smacking that shit out the park.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They used to pitch that slider to him, and he used to be lost.
He still strikes out enough on that pitch, but not as much as before.
I'm talking about who doesn't strike out on sliders. I mean, the pitch is a hard pitch to hit.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he used to miss it all the time.
Yeah.
Now he sees it, and he hits that. He hits everything, bro. I never seen no batter like him, man.
Listen, there's a guy. We're watching history right now, in my opinion, because everyone besides Roger Maris and Babe Ruth have been caught with performing-enhancing drugs, right? So you have Barry Bonds at 73. McGuire, Sammy Sosa 3 times. If Judge, in my opinion, gets over 61, he might be considered the all-time home run leader, just because he hasn't been caught or hasn't done it. And it's going to be one of those things where you're going to wonder. You're just going to wonder.
But that's what I'm mad about baseball. I know we got to go soon, but baseball never made a decision on that. They never said, hey, Barry Bonds and Mark and Sosa's count, don't count. Because now you got somebody that's knocking on the door that if they said, hey, no, their runs don't count, Aaron Judge is now the man. Right? But they never said anything. So now we got to put an asterisk next to his name. He should be, but he ain't, but he could be. What does that mean?
Once he passes Pujols, then you can say something.
Right. That's true. I can kind of agree with that too. Because listen, and one last thing before we end the show. As much as I am a diehard Yankee fan, I love the fact that Albert Pujols passed Alex Rodriguez yesterday.
I am too.
I love it. I couldn't be happier. And because Pujols has been one of the cleanest players, nicest players. You know, he is what the MLB should be representing. And I would love to see him get to 700. And I'm glad that he's number 4 now. I'm glad he's number 4. At least it's one of those things, you know. I'm just glad. I'm just happy for him. And I know he only has 20 games left to hit 3 home runs. I hope he does it. I'm really pulling for Albert.
I would too. I'd love to see it.
I would love to see it. And everyone's watching that. Everyone's watching Aaron Judge try to break 61. Baseball is just, there's a lot to watch right now.
Otani is on fire.
Yeah, Otani can suck my balls. All right, fuck Otani. All right, I don't. You know why I don't want to hear Otani? All right, and one last thing before we go. The reason why I don't want to hear Otani is because the MVP award is that most valuable player. That Angels team is 30 games under 500 with or without Shohei Ohtani. Okay, Aaron Judge is not on this Yankees team. They're a 500 team.
Just hand down.
I'm not talking
about it.
I'm not talking about MVP. I'm not talking about.
No, he's a great player. He's a great.
I'm talking about he's on fire right now.
He is. He is.
Yeah. But wait, Trout was on fire too.
Yes. Trout has 7 home runs in a row. 7 games with a home run.
I mean, it's some drama in baseball right now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. But all right, boys. So, real quick, we didn't talk about the Giants. Giants, real quick. Who's winning the Giants versus Panthers on Sunday?
Giants.
The Giants.
I think the Giants go 2-0 too, boys. I'm fucking fucked up, man. Giants. Yo. I am so pumped to just see the Giants have a winning record, even though it's only 1 week. We haven't seen that in 5 years. We haven't seen that in 5 years.
I want to know who's going to bet that the Giants can't beat Baker Mayfield. Come on, son. Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, no, I know. No, I know. But I didn't see the spread yet, but I'm really curious with it.
2.5 they are.
Giants are favored at 2.5?
2.5 right now, yep.
I would bet that all day. 2.5. I love that.
You should.
I think I might.
They're gonna blow the door. I think they're gonna blow the doors off the Panthers.
Yeah, I don't think the Panthers are gonna be. I don't think they're gonna do anything. I don't think
it's gonna be close. All right, guys.
All right, boys. It is officially time for that sports talk. I am your host, Boogie Hollis. Just changed a little bit of skin color today with Chet, Master Chet, and Steele.
I'm just Steele.
We will talk to you guys next week. Boogie will be back on the show. I'm just the better looking version of him that happened to take over today. But it was fun doing this with you guys again. And we will talk to you guys next week. You guys have a good...
And a half an hour. Listen to what Billy...
Oh, yeah, in a half hour. Come see our football show with me and Billy. And we'll talk more New York football. So you guys have a good rest of your day. And thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll see you guys later.
All right, guys.
Later, guys.